The first Kenya primary school education assessment exams for grade 6 learners are over. Before today, the anticipation for the students was high as they were unsure of which schools they would proceed to for junior secondary school, that is grade 7 and beyond. But now there's more clarity than they had expected. These students will continue with their education in the same schools, meaning there'll be no need to move. A relief for most parents, as this decision has eliminated the extra costs they would have had to incur next year to move their children to grade 7. This also means the grade 6 class will remain in their respective schools but will be exposed to secondary level content. The 2-6-3-3-3 education system will remain, only that the location of the first level of secondary school moves from secondary schools to primary. This directive is among several included in an interim report by the Presidential Working Party on Education Reform. The task force was appointed by President William Ruto to review the competency-based curriculum, or CBC, and give recommendations. The report was presented after a collection of views from Kenyans in different parts of the country. Now, the full report is expected to be released in March 2023. However, the issues addressed in this initial report were more urgent, as the grade 6 learners have finished their exams and needed to know what next for them. Most parents with children in grade 6 were actually worried about having their little ones transition to secondary school and having to interact with much older learners. This age difference was problematic for many parents. Now, those who are worried can breathe easier, as this will mean their children can stay in their current schools for a bit longer and move when they are older. This decision has also to some extent saved the government the blushes, as there is no longer an immediate need to build new classrooms for junior secondary. Yes, one of the directives in the report today is the construction of a classroom and a laboratory in every primary school. But in the meantime, primary schools and neighboring secondary schools will share laboratories and other facilities with junior secondary schools. A reprieve it is. The report further directs that the exams that have just been completed will have no bearing on whether the students proceed to junior secondary school or not. This means all the students will continue with grade 7, a 100% transition. The results will instead be used to assess the progress a student is making. Now, however, one of the issues that has been of concern for many is the teachers who will be taking over classes in the junior secondary school. The country is already facing a teachers' shortage without the new classes in the CBC education program. Now, the task force has directed the recruitment of an additional 30,000 teachers in the next 2 months to facilitate the transition to grade 7. But given that there are no secondary level teachers at primary schools and that there is no plan to shift teachers from current secondary schools to primary institutions, reports indicate that the TSC, that is the Teacher Service Commission, has been tasked to identify teachers in primary schools with diploma and degree qualifications to be prioritized for training for the grade 7 level. The KICD, the Teacher Service Commission, and the Ministry of Education are expected to retool their identified teachers about junior secondary content in the next 1 month. And as the interim report gives clarity to many and gives some relief, as students begin the long holiday, which hopefully will culminate in some semblance of normalcy in the education calendar. The hope among stakeholders, including parents, students and their teachers, is that the full report by the task force will give direction for students post-junior secondary school. And that is my memo.